Hey guys, it's me, Rohan Singh, and today I'm going to talk about a book. A book which I think is going to help many children in acing their board exams in class 10th and also class 12th. Those are different books, but they follow the same company, so it should not be hard getting those books. Now, the book which I'm going to talk about is a book which contains many sample papers, many questions which will eventually help you in understanding all the different chapters in your CBSE class 10th curriculum. These books are really well made. I'll get into those points later, but I believe that using these books a student can ace, or at the very least get really good marks in their board exams by the end of the current academic session. And this book is CBSE 5 years of solved sample papers. Now I'm sure you've heard of this book at one point or another, or maybe you didn't, but I'm assuming that the vast majority of you did hear of these books. And now this is a book which contains, well, as the title says, 5 years of solved sample papers from 2016 to 2020 and possibly even 2021 by the time you're watching this video. This contains sample papers for many subjects. In fact, I think every single subject in the NCERT syllabus, it contains it for all many of the writing subjects such as English, Hindi A, Hindi B, Sanskrit too. So if you're interested in learning about Sanskrit, or it is involved in your syllabus, then you're covered here. It also involves social science, it involves science, it involves mathematics, both the standard and the basic. So for people who are thinking of pursuing mathematics more into their career, then it also has standard papers. And for the people who don't want to pursue math, it also has the basic papers. So basically for everyone, this book is covering pretty much all that there is. Now the first point which I'm going to discuss about this book is easy to understand. One of the main problems which I have with many of these preparation books, especially for the higher classes, is that sometimes, or even most of the times, they include language which is too complex to understand, or at least takes a lot of time to understand. And just trying to read the question, you have to read the question 5 or 6 times to even understand its solution, or sometimes what the question is saying. And those type of books are just not appealing to many people. And if those are your concerns, that this book is too complicated and it won't be of any use, then well, I bring good news, as this book is actually of pretty a lot of use, and it is not complicated to understand at all. It is pretty easy to understand in that regard. The language which is written in this book is easy to understand. Even if you are not that fluent in English, you'll still be easily able to understand what it says. And don't mistake the fact that okay, this is easy to understand, that must mean that the questions are also pretty easy and are not actually of any use to the exam. No, while the book may be written or may be pretty easy to read, it doesn't mean that the questions are useless. The second thing which I'm going to talk about is many sample papers. So if any of you have the concern that this book doesn't have many sample papers, which is basically the main advertisement point for this book, then well, I'm happy to inform you that this book has quite a lot of sample papers. In fact, the whole book is a sample paper in that regard. It has sample papers for, as I said in the intro, basically all subjects that there are, including Sanskrit and even Hindi A and Hindi B for mathematics standard and mathematics basic. It has pretty much every sample paper for every subject out there. The last point which I'm going to talk about is well-made answer sheets. Now it's not like the book just gives you the board exam papers and then just doesn't even provide any answers. No, this also includes all the answers of every single sample paper which it gives you, regardless of the subject. It can be mathematics, Hindi, English, science, social science. It'll give you the answers in a very detailed format. It'll first give you the shortened answers. If you just want to understand the concept, then you can look at that. But if you really want to understand the every single aspect of the answer, then you can look at the long answer. So it gives you many different choices in that regard, and the answers are also really well written. It's not like they just copy pasted it from the CBSE or NCERT website. There are really well written answers and will truly work in the board exam. And basically if you write these answers or even answers similar to these, then you will definitely get almost full marks, or at the very least close to full marks in your board exam. That I can guarantee you. Overall, I recommend this book to all of you, to anyone who wants to score or at least ace their board exams at the end of the next academic year, then I suggest this book. It's pretty one of the most helpful books I've come across in the past year. It's just basically like a God's blessing to anyone who wants to get good marks in their board exams. And that's it. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed it, and goodbye.